I love outside. It is the best place. I mean, really, the best place. And other than its lack of ducks, oh man, other than the legions of people who probably paparazzi our ass, and you know the other things that get in the way. Who am I kidding? It's fear I had to face sometime. No, don't look at me like that. I mean, come on, duckies aside. Come on. We're gonna have a good time with it. Just... Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. I mean, is it that obvious? I mean, come on. It can't be that obvious, right? Please, at least give me the pass of, I'm trying here. Okay? See, that's the thing I absolutely love about you. And the thing I just cannot stop fixating on is the fact that it's all about the character. But not just your character, but the way you do things is so, I don't know how else to say this, but you do things in a way that captivates me. And something fierce, you did it back then. I mean, sure, I was one giving the apple or whatever, but who was really counting that? At the end of the day, I mean, you could have been the person giving me the apple, and in ways you were. I don't know how you deal with my yapping. How do you deal with it, ducky? Not even a squeak today. This is the worst or the best. I just can't decide. Is it the best? Is it the worst? Can you make the decision for me? Because at this point, I don't know what's coming out of my mouth. But date, right? After you. We're going to have a date, a date-like date, and the date-like date is going to be something that was so date-like that you won't be able to date again. Am I doing good? I hope I'm doing good. I mean, I'd give myself like a 4 out of 10 right now. Is that too generous? Yeah, probably too generous. Fuck. Fuck. Well, at least the outfits are stunning, right? I mean, my voice didn't crack. Shut up. Welcome to the date villa. It's for the purpose of dates. It could be something more, but ignore the decor. I threw something together because we can't exactly go in public right now because in case you haven't heard on the news, it's just it's all kinds of messy out there. And I was saying about going outside, and you know what? Screw it. If it's you, I'm not afraid of what they say about me. You gotta understand it's not about me. I'm not the one who's gonna get all the flack for it. Maybe a little bit. Maybe sometimes, but what if they go after you? I mean, you're not one of them. Not really. Sure, you fell. But do you think they really care that you fell? Then they're gonna forgive you for being up there. Jealousy is a strong thing, you know? You know? Yeah? Yeah? I mean, listen, here, it's a nice enough table. I booked out the entire restaurant. You can sit first, and not really shaking, just mildly mildly nervous. You see out the window, you can see all of hell from here, practically. This tower / restaurant / duck emporium is one of my favorite places, and I thought I'd take you to my favorite place because I'm gonna be honest, right? Hell isn't like heaven, and I know heaven's stuck up, and I know that they may have their own problems all over the place completely, and they're insufferable sometimes, and it makes me really, really mad that they did the things they did, but madness doesn't equal right. Neither does anger problems or filling the voids with ducks. I mean, you could call me the opposite of crazy cat lady, I guess. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with having cats or anything about that old stereotype. But the difference is At least cats, you know, you pet them, you can feed them and take care of them, but duckies, I could do that in my imagination, and I like to do it in my imagination. Don't get me wrong, I love to. In fact, it's one of my favorite things, and I get so into taking care of them, and I even made a little, you know, ducky bath time and stuff like that. But you know, embarrassing secrets aside. Oh, thank you, waiter, for that. That's the first course. Hell has a little different way of cooking things, and it's still moving around, right? Waiter, could you just smack that? Yeah, okay. Don't think it's moving anymore. God, I never thought I'd be the most awkward one. Actually, I kind of did. From the start, I was kind of looking like I was going to do that. I'm not even going to lie. It comes naturally. I knew it would be awkward. And then I'd have to face it someday. And that you would inevitably see this side to me. But if you're still attracted to me after everything, the good thing is that you had seen me at my worst. I don't think it could get much worse than when you saw me lose everything. Once. And I'll be damned if I ever let it happen again. Okay? I do not give a flying fuck about what anyone else says or thinks of me, but you, right now. This is between me and you, not between me, you, and Lilith, not between me, you, and the media. It's me and you. That's why I rented out the restaurant. Because I hate the feeling of people oogling, of people getting involved in my life that I didn't ask for. I didn't ask to be who I am today. I didn't ask to be the front page story every time. And I definitely didn't ask for God knows how many awful things, rumors that get sent around. It's just tiresome, you know? Sorry. Didn't mean to go on a mini rant, but you know me. So, how's your food? Is it not wiggling? You can have mine if you want, if you prefer this one. I just, most people don't like the whole eyeball thing. Yeah, it's a bit of, you know the word. Freaky, not the best for appetizing. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's terrible. I mean, people, even humans, eat weirder stuff than we do, but it's not all that way. Besides, it's been a long time. All of this, I guess I just ended up playing with my food half the time. Just thinking about what I should be doing. Never really understanding what it actually means, and then just and I ran away with duckies. How much more can I say that? I realized I have a long way to go with this whole relationship thing. I ran away 1,000,000 times. Probably more than 1,000,000, actually. At least 1,030,000 times. From my problems, from things that scare me, and things that make me upset. I don't like to be the bad guy, but everyone writes me off as being it, so eventually everyone falls into a role to a certain extent, right? And I hate that idea, you know, of just being this Pied Piper to a fantasy that someone makes up about me or looks bad because God didn't like me that one time. I'm not trying to be the popular kid here. I just want to be alive. I want to be alive and I want to be happy. I know. I get it. Life sucks sometimes, and afterlife isn't much better. Whether you pick up or down, you got your own problems. And the only good thing I've found are duckies in you. Not necessarily in that order, but I did find them after you. So it'd be you, then duckies, but you get the idea, right? I'm not gonna mince my words and try and tell you what to feel down here. If it's awkward, it's okay. If you're scared, it's okay. I've been there. I'm still there. I don't want to be the one that dragged you down here, but isn't going to take proper care of you. I'm not that kind of guy. I've never been. Back when we were acquaintances instead of crushes, things were a lot simpler, but I still prefer it like this. I don't care if it's harder now. Because if it's harder now, that just means it's worth something more. What we have, I don't care about the meals, but the date was about having one-on-one time, right? About going to places that genuinely, thanks, waiter, genuinely make your heart race or something like that. I always thought you're supposed to take a good meal, and here it is. A hamburger with some extra tentacles attached. It's not that bad, I promise. This one isn't so bad. I mean, it's different, but yeah. I know you probably didn't have these when you were God's favorite. He likes all those fruits and oats up there. And I'm not going to complain. I do like myself some fruits and oats, but we can get them too. Just a little trickier. Gotta do the under-the-table dealings, which I'm kind of good at this point. I mean, I have my sources. Hey, when you went so far for me, why'd you do it? I know you've said the basics of it, but wasn't there something you liked up there that made you want to keep it? Something at all? I see. So it wasn't just about this or that. It was about that long-term thing, that promise we made. You believed in me when everybody said I made the wrong choice, and I got thrown down here, and you got hoisted up. You were just a victim, and I was just the bad guy. And now it must seem to their knowledge that you just got coerced down here by me. And I'm fine. I'll bear that cross. No offense to the Jesus guy, but I think I've bared just as much, 3 days compared to 3,000 years at least. I mean, sure, they were shitty 3 days, but I digress. I'm not trying to compare scars, and I'm not trying to say that I'm some tragic hero. But I am trying to say I'm just trying to make the right choice. Trying to give people the choice of free will. Always felt to me like an obvious one, but when somebody who you really trust stabs you in the back because you took a step out of line, I know how it feels, and you were cast out just like me, and that's why I struggle with it. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not trying to be some supervillain. I think I'd make a pretty lousy one if I'm honest. I'd be a terrible supervillain. I mean, what, Duckman? It sounds stupid. Even if it was a hero, it would sound stupid. I mean, come on. I can't replace the apple on my staff with a duck that easy, and it's not even going to work. So what? It breathes fire, and then what? I wish things went differently. I wish there was a way to make things right between that stuck-up asshole and a way that I didn't have to drag you down in order to be with you. I always thought, in my head, in my heart, I always felt it, Sorry, didn't mean to ruin the meal with waterworks or anything like that. I feel a lot of things when it comes to you. And I don't want what I feel to get in the way of what you need and what you want. I value every word that comes out of your mouth. Every little detail of how you feel in this moment matters to me. It's not an exaggeration. Not even a little bit. I'm not going to tell you that I'm in any way not the villain that they said. Instead, I'll say I'm not trying to be. Whether I have unintentionally or not. I'm trying. And this date not going the best. I kind of expected it. I knew it would happen, but I wanted to try. So maybe after this, we can go to the closest place upward. There might not be stars down here, but it's kind of pretty to look upwards and see the rings. Or look down and see the rings. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's mine. Seeing what beauty I'm allowed to. And I know I might as well be a tragic hero that nobody will ever know about. And I know that's how you see me, but please don't let what the jeering angels say or what God says when we're in that goddamn council. If you're gonna be by my side, it's actually less Lilith that I'm worried about and more the parade of angels which are gonna judge you like a mean girls club. I don't trust them. I never did. Let me put that one there. Ever since, they stabbed me in the back, I kind of quit trusting them just a teensy-weensy bit, and then casting me out and calling me a traitor. That's a funny word, isn't it? Because as last I heard, traitors betray their friends. They don't do what they think is best for everyone and make a sacrifice even though they know everybody's gonna hate them for it. I'm not looking for pity. I'm not even looking to change the past. I've run through that for thousands of years. Tens of thousands of years. I've run through that in my head of what if I didn't? What if I just stood in line and did what I was told and went along with the pecking order? Maybe I'd still be God's favorite. And then what? I always come to this point. Would duckies even exist? Would they have ever been born if I didn't make the choice that I did? My rebellion meant something because they exist. There wouldn't be rubber duckies that even have flame breath or shoot candy or anything. There wouldn't be rubber duckies because everyone would be robots. And that's the best case scenario. The worst one's a whole lot more grim. Dictators always want control. And the man upstairs is no different at all. And I hate that. I hate what he stands for. I hate what he did. I hate how he sees things and just, he puts his will on everything. It's just not fair. And this isn't even a topic I wanted to bring up in the date. Maybe I'm just that messed up in the head. And I just can't let it go. I need to say something. Hey, don't worry, okay? I'm okay. I promise. I mucked up the date like I thought I would. It's just seeing you having to eat this kind of food when you probably had a lot better makes me sad and brought up some bad things. So for what it's worth and what I can manage, I'll try and fix what little things I can, okay? I'll import some things and now what kind of a thing to do is that? Don't you just say it's okay? You were visibly repulsed, It wasn't okay in the sense of your... What do you mean? It's not special treatment. It's just... Fine. If you really want to go about things that way, I hate the idea of you not being able to be spoiled as much as before. I hate the idea of losing. I'll admit it. I'm competitive. I'm petty. I have a lot of faults. So many faults that I would never openly admit to all of them. But I don't want one of my faults to be that I was too uptight or scared you off after bringing you down here. The last thing I want, and I mean the very last thing I want, is another repeat of what happened. Another nasty breakup where you just have to pick up the pieces and sulk. I don't want to do that to you. And then after that, I figured we could do something, just make it work somehow. And I get how naive that is. I know it is. But I guess I'm naive when it comes down to it. Does that bother you, honey? Are my problems too much? Or is it really like that day? How stupid. That's exactly how you hold me. Every single time in history that I've gone to you in shambles, you held me like this and you just rocked back and forth. I know it's not really dancing or anything, but it kind of was the first dance, wasn't it? I guess you completely invented dance. Congratulations. I didn't even realize it. You're the proprietor, progenitor, whatever fancy word you want to attach to it. You know, that's the beautiful thing about titles, right? You can just make any bullshit up and then... You always kiss me to shut me up when I'm yapping. Is this gonna be like a reoccurring thing? Not that I'm really complaining. I couldn't. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. No. Because as messed up as I am in that, my heart's still intact and it's always gonna be. I can't help it. I've never been able to do anything but wear my heart on my sleeve and actually try my best for someone. And that someone was almost always you. And that alone. If you want me to be honest, I guess that's what drove the wedge between me and Lilith. That I couldn't put you behind me as just a page in my life. I hated it. I hated the fact that I tried to replace you. I hated the fact that I let it get so far that I ended up hurting someone. Because I thought you were better off without me. And I thought in my endless stupidity that you would never see me again. And I loathed that thought. I loathed it so much that I started to despair, and I saw what I could end up as. And I chose not to be that, even if it meant I locked away my heart and I pretended to be fine. I pretended to be great. And you could say what you want. None of this is really anyone's fault but mine. And that hurts sometimes, you know? I'm glad things ended up like this, but I'm terribly sorry that I didn't say something sooner. I was weak. I still am. But at very least, I'm unapologetically yours now. It's gotta count for something, right? I do love you more than words could ever express, and more than the fake love that they endlessly shower that bastard out there with. Maybe I can shower you with twice as much, just despite the fact that you never have to go up to that stuck-up place again. I do more than anything.